I'm Tim Purr, the majority shareholder at Pali Wine Company.
Tasting the 2008 Shea Vineyard Pinot Noir.
Shea Vineyard, a great vineyard, iconic vineyard up in the Willamette Valley, one of the most famous, one of the first. Everything came together. We had some pretty long hang time on the fruit without it getting overripe. We weren't pressured by rains, which can be typical in Oregon. 2008 was such a great contrasting vintage, because even though the 2008 California wines and the 2008 Oregon wines both, I think, were well made, the California wines were a much more riper style and true to the California, while these are true to Oregon, and kind of showcase why Pinot Noir is a great grape for expressing terroir.
Absolutely. I think that's what's really fun about what we do here at Pali Wine Company, and that's sourcing grapes from regions up and down the West Coast that produce Pinot Noir well. We work with the grapes, and then we get to try the wines side by side, and you can really taste, the same grapes grown in a different region. When you taste them side by side, you can really pick out the nuances of that typical area. And as Tim's saying, Oregon is very different from California Pinot Noirs, and it really shows through when you taste this wine. It really speaks of Oregon and Oregon Pinots, and this is a beautiful example of what an Oregon Pinot can be, but it's definitely not what you would expect out of a California Pinot Noir. So, being that this is a vineyard we've worked with since our first vintage in 2005, we've gotten to know the vineyard better, and Oregon grown Pinot Noirs typically have good structure, and then the clones we were using already, the 114 specifically, on top of that provide some very nice tan and acidity, and the addition of the Pomard clone in 2008 really helped lift the nose on the wine, I think. In the winemaking process for this wine, we fermented all three clones separately. We weren't doing as aggressive punch downs or aeration of the wines, so we are not extracting too much out of the skins and the grapes during the fermentation process. So we do individual fermentations on each of the three clones, and it's not until after the wine is finished fermentation and even barrel aging that we actually put the clones together as a blend.
It spent about 16 months in oak. It was also decided to hold it from being released until, and this will ultimately be released in September of 2010, so it'll have almost made 24 months from vine to glass. The typical lovers of Oregon wine are gonna love the OHA. It's it's definitely not it's not a fruit bomb, but it's got enough fruit to balance out the structure that's in it, and this will age for a long time. This wine, it's going to get better over the years. I can't wait to try this in 10 years. If you're looking to match wine with food, you have to have a good acidity, and this is going to be a great food wine.
And true to a good Oregon Pinot, it's got a very prevalent earthiness on the nose, nice aromas of dried mushrooms, a little forest floor mossiness in the background. It's brightened up by some nice fresh red fruit flavors, or aromas rather. A little bit of cherry and strawberry, things like that. So very well balanced on the nose. More of the earthiness comes through on the palate with a very nice acidic finish, which really cuts through a lot of the little bit of fruitiness that is there at the beginning. Is really cleaned out by that acid and leaves for a nice long lingering finish. And you're left with kind of the dried mushrooms definitely show through, some real nice minerality as well, almost a touch of chalkiness to it. Great food wine, great Oregon wine in general.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's getting better, huh?
Great, yeah. Drink it all day. Maybe I will. Day's still early.